Okay, so today's question, what are things to look for when adding things back into your diet after the elimination diet or the AIP diet, the autoimmune protocol diet? Hey there, welcome to Ask the Fertility Experts, a daily Q&A show where we'll be answering your fertility questions. I'm Sarah Clark, founder of Fab Fertile. We specialize in low AMH, high FSH, diminished ovarian reserve, and premature ovarian insufficiency or failure. I will be joined by Dr. Tabatha Barber. She is triple board certified in obstetrics, gynecology, menopause, and functional medicine. If you have a question, simply go to Fab Fertile Inc. on Instagram, leave me a DM and drop your question there, and we will answer your question on an upcoming show. That's Fab Fertile Inc. on Instagram. Take care. Okay, so today's question, what are things to look for when adding things back into your diet after the elimination diet or the AIP diet, the autoimmune protocol diet? This is something where sometimes we do the elimination diet, and in the elimination diet, check out my podcast episode, how and why to do the elimination diet. I recommend you and your partner doing this together. Pick this weekend, start, let's go. And so it's, you can do anything for 10 days. You're taking out dairy, gluten, soy, corn, peanuts, and eggs, processed sugar for 10 days, and then systematically reintroducing them. A lot of times what happens is people they'll take out those foods and then it's time to reintroduce, and then they just start eating pizza and just like, because they're done. The reintroduction phase is the most important phase. That's really when you can really see if you have an issue. So for instance, you'd bring back in corn first, and you'd eat organic corn for a couple times on the first day, and then wait 3 days to see how you feel. Any kind of issue, you being irritable, you feeling nauseous, maybe you got a little zip popping out, whatever it may be, that's a sign that food did not agree with you, and do not continue eating it. Keep it out for another 60 to 90 days. And that doesn't mean you won't be able to ever bring it back in, but the reintroduction phase is important. Like any kind of issue that you experience, that's a signal. And a lot of the times, if our favorite food is cheese, being something into dairy, or with gluten, bread, we may say, "Oh, don't worry, that symptom is nothing." Like, if it's your favorite food, don't ignore the symptoms. What's your take there, Dr. Tabatha?
Yeah, I definitely love doing the elimination diet because it does such a good job of decreasing systemic inflammation, getting your symptoms to resolve, and making you feel empowered, like, hey, I can do this. And then you can start to get in tune with what your body's telling you. So like you said, the reintroduction is super important because you're going to pay attention to your body and listen for the signals of, how does my body feel when I eat this particular food? And the key point is you need to eliminate it for a good 4 weeks, because the half-life on the antibody production from your immune system is usually 21 days. So you want to eliminate it completely. And then when you reintroduce, your immune system will either remember and attack, or it will have forgotten and it won't be attacking anymore. So oftentimes I see eczema resolve, or acne, or headaches, or just severe fatigue, brain fog, that kind of thing. And, by week 3, people are like, man, I'm starting to feel good. Wait a second, I'm not having headaches anymore. What's going on? And then, they eat dairy for like 2 days. And then by the end of the week, they're back to their miserable self. So I think it's very empowering to start to listen to your body and listen to what it's telling you. But the biggest piece of that is the response with IgG food sensitivities are delayed. So by the time you feel that way, it's been 2 or 3 days and you don't even remember what you eat. That's why the reintroduction of one food at a time is so important, because otherwise you'll never be able to figure it out. So you can't go back to just eating pizza, because then you don't know if it was the gluten, the tomatoes, or the dairy, right? So the way you do it is super important.
Absolutely. So it's that 10 days, and then systematically reintroducing over the course of 30. So it is a very, systematic way of doing this. And it's part of our Fab Fertile method. We start both of our partners out with doing this. There's never any great time to start an elimination diet, but you don't want to start it around a birthday or anniversary or a holiday, but really just commit and do it. And definitely check out that episode that I talked about how and why to do the elimination diet. Thanks so much for being here. If you've got a question that you want answered, simply go to Fab Fertile Inc. on Instagram, send me a DM, and we will answer your question on an upcoming show. That's Fab Fertile Inc. and send me a DM. And please refer to our disclaimer below. Take care.